So we have Paul here for the very first tasting table of 2021. And we actually had a viewer suggestion that we not reveal what varieties they are before we taste them. And there's some good reasoning behind that. First is you might have heard that, a certain variety tastes a certain way. Sometimes the name is going to prejudice you. Like
that's a good idea.
Like coconut cream, you're going to be looking for coconut in the flavor, and if you didn't have that hint, then maybe like you would be picking up on another flavor. And then I was thinking of things like candy corn and cotton candy, and you might have had a bad experience with one of those at a county fair involving, that food and, like a terrible ride. And so, you never know, like what the name might, subconsciously do to you. So anyway, it's even a mystery for me. There's these 3 different mango varieties, and of course I know what varieties have been available, but I was not involved with the cutting up of them, and so it's a blind taste test for me too.
I've seen many of your videos about the tasting tables, and I think that's an excellent idea for every reason you mentioned.
All right.
Yes.
I already like you, Paul, but
No, it's good because the name can make people think certain. I like that idea. Good.
So let's see, we have mango number 1.
Number 1.
So this is going to be your fork, and we'll just,
okay.
There's a nice healthy chunk of 1.
Ready?
Cheers.
Bon appetit. All right. That's a very classic mango flavor, in my opinion.
Very smooth texture. It just sort of melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's firm to the fork, but it just melts away.
It didn't have any special flavor. I think it just tasted like a really nice mango. The texture was smoother than some mangoes, but it was very. I'm trying to guess what it is. I know I've had it. What would your guess be? Or are we guessing yet, or are we doing the next one?
Well, I don't think we need to guess the variety, but like trying to define the flavor. And there is, you're welcome to another piece to, get your...
I won't complain with that.
Like you might pick up a flavor on the second time round. This particular piece had more tartness than the first one, which I like. I like that first one too.
It's almost like a jelly consistent, like a slimier than your average mango. In a good way, a good slime.
It's a good slime.
It's very wet. It's a wet mango.
It's juicy.
It's juicy. Juicy's a good name. Juicy. So now, taste-wise, it's a good mango. It's definitely a good mango. I wouldn't, guessing-wise, we know which ones are early mangoes, but I know I've had it before.
I would say it's somewhat similar to Cogshall, except for the texture is different, and on some of the bites, I'm picking up a very slight berry flavor, and I don't know if you hit that at all or not.
No, I definitely, if anything, maybe a slight peach flavor, if anything. I could see a peach flavor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the more I think about it, it's like I remember when I was a kid and I used to have canned peaches.
Oh,
they put the syrup, and the syrup made it sweeter.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking now that, I not a berry, but peach I could see. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so I guess, we'll go crazy and do number 2.
Okay.
Mango number 2 here. So
Okay.
you pick out your favorite
Whoops.
piece. Oops. Keep
All
the
right.
marker in there.
Completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Not that sweet, I don't think. Not as sweet as the other one.
Yeah, it's sweet, but not. It's
different.
got
It's so
some-
different.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep on tasting until we get.
It's interesting. I like the game you're playing. I like it. Yeah. I mean, do I
So-
say which one I like better yet, or do we save it to the end?
This one, just so the qualities are. I mean, it's fiberless, but it's slightly firmer, and I would say it has a little bit more tartness to it.
Yeah. It's not a that, or it's not as sweet. It's definitely completely different than the other one. Yeah. I know which one I like better, but to guess which one this is. The other one I think I had before. This one, I'm not sure I did, and if I did, I probably wasn't raving about it.
So here we have number 3.
Okay. Tastes a lot like the first one. Mm-hmm. Has that peach flavor, almost like canned peaches with syrup.
I think the first one might be sweeter and smoother. I mean, this
Yeah.
is fibrous. All of them are fiberless, but there's like different textures and between the different ones.
Yeah, now I taste it a little different than the first, but the first one was definitely smoother and sweeter. But I
Okay.
could still taste a little peach there. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had any of the new varieties out, that the peach ones. I haven't had any of those. But yeah, are we?
So yeah, go right ahead and rank what you think.
Well, definitely number 1 was number 1.
Okay.
Number 3, I didn't really care for 2 or 3 as much as number 1, but I'd say 3, and then 2 was less. How about you?
They all, like in the huge range of mango flavors, there's these are somewhat close. There's like, we have crazy lemon flavors,
Yeah.
crazy, all sorts of other flavors, and these are, as you were saying, classic mango flavors. And so there were differences in the flavors, but the textures, I did like the I think I agree with you that number 1 was my favorite, and 2 and 3 are, they're both good, but I probably agree with you that 3 and then 2 if I were to rank them.
Yeah. Now, like you said earlier, depending on other factors, you might get another of the same mango, and it might taste a little different. And I know we're
Right.
early in the season, and I know as it gets sweeter.
Excellent,
But,
excellent point. Because the first mangoes of the season sometimes don't have the full flavor, and then we also have levels of ripeness. And so, these were we have a limited supply of mangoes now, and so these were what we considered ripe today. But you might have preferred yesterday's, to have eaten it yesterday instead of today.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's definitely, it's not a definitive ranking, but
Exactly.
but we have come up with 1, 3, 2.
Now, guessing which ones they are, would you guess which ones they are, or would that be too wild? Because they're very classic.
I'm thinking that possibly one was Kaeli-K, and number 3 might be Cogshall, and I didn't get that right.
Oh, do you know? Okay. So number 1 has something to do with peach?
Number 1 is Cogshall, number 2 is coconut cream, and number 3 is Kaeli-K.
Ah,
Really? Wow. Wow, interesting.
so coconut cream was the second one, and I think that might have been a level of ripeness thing, because when it's, you want to see if you can drink, taste the coconut in it now that you have the clue. I just had an outside piece that it tasted like coconut when it.
I definitely. It's so funny that the whole reason you're doing the numbers here is for not for that reason. And now that you said it, I definitely can taste the coconut. Definitely can taste the coconut. But I'm shocked, to a degree, and to another degree, it's like now I taste it, and yeah. So you said number 1 was Cogshall, and 3 was
Kaeli-K.
Okay. I never had the Kaeli-K before. It was nice. Number 1, I was very pleasantly surprised. And I've had coconut creams that were tastier than this one, so it might be a seasoned thing.
Yeah, and also level of brightness.
Yes.
I had one drop the other day of coconut cream, and I'm like, okay, this is really good. But it's, it's sort of unreliable at this stage of the season. We usually don't get, coconut cream is usually not among the first.
Yes.
It's like in the second wave of mangoes. So.
Well, I have these 2 at home, trees-wise, but they haven't fruited yet at home. But I've tasted them before. This one, I don't have a tree, and I haven't tasted it before. So I'm excited because that's just another one I could check off my list.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for including me in this, and I look forward to a great summer of doing much more.
Well, thanks for coming over to
Yes.
taste these things. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, everybody.